It's Our Story. Chris Palamas, Louisville, Kentucky.
That's basically kind of the social role in some way, or one of the social roles that's been proposed for people with disabilities, is to be inspiring, and that's one of the. I remember years back, as I was getting first involved in the disability movement, looking at the Boston Globe one Sunday, and in the Sunday Supplement magazine, I think it was, there was an article about a fellow who used a chair. He was paraplegic, and the photo was of him sitting on the couch with his wife in their little suburban home. And he had had a child, and he had a master's degree. That I remember. And my sense of it was that the story here was one of inspiration, that here's someone who had really struggled against odds, and what he was going to do was to achieve something that was really an affirmation of, you know, mainstream values. He got a master's degree. PhD would have been a little much, you know. Had a little business he ran from home, had impregnated his wife. That was all very nice. I was really impressed when I was stopped by the police in Connecticut one time, and I was stopped for speeding, but when they checked out and saw the chair in the back of my car, they came back, and the officer, with a funny look on his face, said, "Sir, this may sound strange, but I have to ask, do you have a gun in your car?" I laughed. I said, "No." They did a little searching. They went off and radioed in, and then they came back because apparently the guy had been apprehended. But they said that some fool had robbed a bank sometime before and been shot during the escape, had a disability, and he was so determined. How's this inspiration for you? How'd this stick to it? He got out of prison and went back to rob the same bank. I don't know. Inspiration is what inspires you. But I think that's, you know, that's a lot of it, is that society draws inspiration. Why do we have the super crip? Boy, if that guy on, you know, half a leg can run cross country, you know. There are things of accomplishment that I think are fabulous. I remember the Paralympics, not the immediate last ones in Greece, but the ones before, where they were showing some of these folks on some of these new prosthetic legs doing sprinting, and I went, wow, I mean, that's amazing. Incredible athletes, and no putting that stuff down. But I think there's this particular interest in the culture, and someone who runs across the country, or winches their ass up the mountain for 3 days, or, like I said, sails the ocean by themselves, which are it's not about the athleticism. It's only about the determination, you know. And it's somehow related to John Wayne, you know, staring at his toe. That only if you've got enough of that willpower, that stuff, and that's just, you know, it's an American thing, and it's a little warped, you know. So we have folks who come out of the hospital, and now they've been told it's all about cure, cure, cure. No, it's about living your life as healthy as you can, you know. And as medical advances are made, make use of them. But, you know, don't put off the life you can have today for some vague promise that if only you keep up that exercise, you know, maybe 20 years from now. That's not what it's about. You do it for today, you do it for what you have now. It's like they said, make love to the women while I'm a-living, get drunk on a bottle of booze.
The It's Our Story project is a national effort to make disability history public and accessible. Visit us at www.itsourstory.org or on the It's Our Story project YouTube channel.